Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be doing a book haul. If you don't know, Barnes & Noble is having a end of summer sale. So a bunch of their books, like over 1,000 of their books, are currently 50% off up until September 2nd. So make sure you guys check it out. My birthday is coming up. My birthday is September 8th and my mom asked me what I wanted. And first I was just like, oh, you could just send money. But then I was like, I do want a Barnes & Noble gift card because there's a ton of books that I want. So basically what happened was I just put 9 books in my cart on barnesandnobles.com and my mom went ahead and checked them out for me for my birthday. They just came in the mail today. So I'm gonna show you guys the books I got. All right, so like I said, 8 of the 9 books that I ordered came today. One is supposed to come tomorrow, but I wanted to go ahead and do this book haul. My animals are basically in the box. They think that this is a fun box for them, and it is not. So let's go ahead and see. Oh, so the first book I got is Who Killed These Girls? The Unsolved Murders That Rocked a Texas Town. This book was $8.99. Basically, I'm going to read you the back of the book. This says, on December 6, 1991, the naked, bound and gagged, burned bodies of 4 girls, each one shot in the head, were found in a frozen yogurt shop in Austin, Texas. Grief, shock, and horror overtook the city. But after 8 years of misdirected investigations, only 2 suspects, teenagers at the time of the crime, were tried. Their convictions were later overturned and detectives are still working on what is now a very cold case. I can't wait to read this. There's a podcast about this case. I think it was on Crime Junkie. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was on Crime Junkie podcast. If you guys want to listen to it, I can't wait to read this. The next book I got is The Phantom of the Opera. This was $4.97. This has been an opera that I have been dying to go see. I want to go see this so badly, and towards the beginning of this year I had a ticket in my cart to go see this opera in Baltimore, Maryland in October, but nobody wanted to go with me. I even offered to buy somebody else's ticket if they would just come with me. Like, I wanted to like dress up real fancy in like a black like ball gown type dress and go see this opera. I want to see it so badly, but I chickened out. I was too afraid to go by myself, so I didn't end up purchasing the tickets. But if anybody wants to go see this play with me, please, please, please come see it with me. Please let me know. DM me on Instagram at JazzMob. But I'm going to go ahead and read the book since I can't go to the opera this year. The next book I got is called Everything is Fucked, a book about hope. And this book is by the same author that wrote the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fludge. I've been doing so good without cursing. That doesn't count because I just read the title. Which I do want that book as well. I just completely forgot about it when I was filling my card up. But this book was $13.49. And I'm pretty sure this is like a self-help book. So, I mean, the back is just reviews, so I'm excited to read this. I think he's gonna be one of my favorite authors. I really feel it in my soul. So the next book I got is The Secret Life of Marilyn Monroe. This book was $16.47. I just finished reading My Story that was written by Marilyn Monroe, and it was so sad because it just cut off. The cat is in the box, like it's not empty yet. You can have it when it's empty, because it cut off like abruptly. She never finished writing. It pretty much ends when her relationship with Joe DiMaggio begins. So I really love Marilyn Monroe. I love her story. I think that she was very open with the world, and I think that we need more people like her today. And not only that, but she wasn't afraid to share her story with the world. I mean, someone who has went through so much from, you know, multiple marriages, multiple divorces, multiple miscarriages, you know, growing up basically in the system as a foster kid because her mom was in a mental facility. Like, that's really sad. You know, her dad was never there. So the fact that she pursued her dreams the way she did and never gave up on herself was really, really, really flattering to me. And I love Marilyn Monroe. Somebody commented on my apartment tour when I did my first apartment tour. Some girl commented and said, "Why are you obsessed with that tragic white woman?" And my first thought is, what the hell does her being white have to do with anything? Doesn't make sense. And the second thing is, like, how can you not like Marilyn? Like, how can you, and people like the girl that commented on that video are what's wrong with the world today. Like, I feel like if Marilyn Monroe was alive today, I feel like she would just be so much more of an idol to people who are famous now. Like, I feel like more people should just be like her. Like, she was sweet, she was nice. Of course, women were hating on her like crazy. Why are they always fighting in my videos? Always. Can we all just get along? But yeah, I really love Marilyn Monroe, so this will probably be the first book that I read. I love her a whole lot, and no matter where I go, where I move, my apartment, my house, whatever, there's always going to be at least a room dedicated fully to Marilyn Monroe. I love her so much, and I can't wait to read more about her. The next book I got is The Journalist and the Murderer, and this book was $15.99. So I discovered this book when I was doing all of my research on the case against Adnan Syed and the murder of Hae-Min Lee. And I don't know if I came across this just by Googling something, or if I saw someone said that we should read this on Reddit. I can't remember, but I think they pretty much compared this. Yeah, this was compared to the podcast that was about Adnan Syed, Serial, where Sarah Koenig basically, you know, the podcast was basically her talking to Adnan and going through his case with him. They were just basically recorded phone calls. So I think that this book kind of reflects that in a bit. I know it has nothing to do with their situation, but I think it's sort of like the same aspect. So I really wanted to read this and just see how similar it is to that actual podcast, and see if, you know, this reminds me of Sarah Koenig and Adnan Syed. The next book I got is I'll Be Gone in the Dark, One Woman's Obsessive Search for the Golden State Killer. This book was $8.99. And this is another case, the Golden State Killer, that I learned about by listening to podcasts. Definitely Crime Junkie podcast, I listened to this. So I can't wait to read this book either, because you guys know I love true crime, so I'm excited for that. The next book I got, it's another Marilyn Monroe book, and this is The Murder of Marilyn Monroe, Case Closed. And this was $16.99. I am a firm believer that Marilyn Monroe was murdered. I do not believe that she committed suicide. I listened to and watched a lot of documentaries about her, and that's why I'm ordering so many books about her and her case. And there was a documentary on YouTube that I watched, and I was just like, And I know that she has, you know, she had a past with trying to commit suicide, but I think that everything that happened that night just kind of doesn't point towards her committing suicide. If you aren't familiar with it, make sure you definitely go ahead and you can like Google Marilyn Monroe documentaries, and there are so many. I mean, on YouTube, there are some that are like 55 minutes long, and I just play them. I play them at night when I can't sleep, and I just try to wrap my head around it, and I firmly believe that she did not commit suicide. So I'm excited to read this book as well. I love me some Marilyn. And then this next book I got is called Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered. And this is also from a podcast, My Favorite Murder. I do not listen to this podcast. I pretty much only listen to Crime Junkie podcasts because it's very serious. They tell the story, they get to the point, it is what it is. So even though I don't listen to this podcast, I wanted this book really badly. I like the title too. This was $12.49. And this is pretty much a how-to guide. Just like Crime Junkie on their podcast, they talk about be weird, be rude, and stay alive. And basically they live by the motto where, you know, be weird if you have to, be rude if you have to. If someone's following you around the store, why are you following me? I mean, what are they gonna do? They're probably gonna go follow somebody else. But I think that's pretty much what it means is, you know, if you see something, say something, speak up. You can be weird about the situation if you want. You can be paranoid about the situation if you want. If that person really wasn't following you, but just happened to be going down the same aisles as you, you might look weird, but you're still alive, you're good. So those were all the books I got today. The book that's coming tomorrow is called 17 Lies That Are Holding You Back and the Truth That Will Set You Free by Steve Chandler. It's a self-help book on having the power to free yourself. So basically, I was kind of like looking it up and it basically lists like the 17 lies we tell ourselves. So I'm really excited to read that. I think I need as much motivation I can get right now with everything that's going on in my life. But I now have my distractions. I'm gonna try not to read these too quickly, but if anyone wants to send me a Barnes & Noble gift card, DM me on Instagram, feel free to send me a gift card. That's all I really wanted for my birthday, really, was just books. And I found this pink bookcase that I wanted, so, but I think someone might be getting that for me, I hope anyway. But anyways, I'm going to get to reading. I will do another book haul as I get more orders. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check the description box out for my fashion blog, my Instagram, and to purchase my book. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.